I love this. Like, who are these people? Like, this is like the person that wears a shirt that says,
rap more like crap.
What's up, everybody? I'm Finn McKenty. This is the Punk Rock MBA. Today, I wanted to catch up on the massive backlog of viewer comments I've accumulated over the last week or so. So as you guys may have noticed, the good news is I've gotten a lot of traction for a couple of my recent videos. The bad news is that as view counts go up, the quality of comments goes way down. But hey, I'll take it. That's a good problem to have. So I did two videos recently, kind of the same theme. One was called What Killed Deathcore? The other one is called What Killed Easycore? Which I will turn into a series, of course, because I love making new series. But I wanted to kind of touch on the first set of comments I received on these videos, which is people saying, "You're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. These genres are fine." Couple examples. From Young Versace Pop Tart.
Deathcore and metalcore are perfectly fine. Both are thriving. Majority of the people who say that core is dying out are nostalgic old heads.
Another one from Alexander Martinez.
This video is a huge stretch. Obviously, the genre founding bands are always going to be famous. Look at thrash metal. Just because the big four got old doesn't mean there weren't 1,000 other thrash bands, nor did the subgenres die. Deathcore is exploding, and if you keep up on all the bands, you see there's a fuck ton. Strong disagreement. What rock do you live under?
And there were a whole bunch of comments like this on the easycore video too, saying, "What are you talking about? Here's 15 different easycore bands. The genre is blowing up. It's bigger than ever." The point of these videos is not really to like assess the health of deathcore or easycore or any other genre. I mean, it kind of is. It's sort of fun. But really what it's all about is just learning to see the world as it actually is, not the way you want it to be. Because very often the way things actually are and the way you want them to be are very different. And you're not doing yourself any favors by lying to yourself and pretending that things are great when they aren't. And the fact of the matter is that no matter how much you want easycore or deathcore or metalcore or whatever to be popular, they are not. At least not nearly as much as they were, say, 5 or 6 or 7 years ago when, as I said in the video, Whitechapel went to number 9 on Billboard, which is just fucking crazy. There is no deathcore or metalcore band that's going to number 9 on Billboard now. Memphis May Fire, of all fucking bands, went to number 4 on Billboard. And here's a good comment from T1 Apocalypse that I think puts it really well. He's responding to somebody who said, "What about this band and this band and this band and this band? Deathcore's great."
The thing is that those bands aren't going to be big on the scale of Whitechapel, Chelsea Grin, etc. No metalcore band that's coming out today will take the mantle of bands like The Devil Wears Prada or Asking Alexandria. That's the point of the video. They might be good, but all those bands won't ever be as popular as the bigger deathcore/metalcore bands that were considered prime.
Another set of comments that I thought was kind of funny is the ones who are saying, "Man, your stuff's great. You should be more popular." From Andy Montoya.
"Dude, you're awesome. I'm always impressed and I learn a lot from all your videos. Keep pushing. You deserve more subscribers."
From Nicholas Prince.
"These videos are great. You need more subs."
I'm just kind of laughing at these because it's like when you tell somebody like, "You know, you're trying so hard. I love how hard you're trying. Keep at it." Anyway, I'm just kind of laughing at it. I appreciate the support. I know that's not how anybody meant it. Another video I did was How Did Fall Out Boy Get So Big? Got a lot of kind of funny comments on that sound like there's something out of 2007. From Big Green 07.
Sell Out Boy, you mean?
Similar comment from the What Killed Deathcore one. From Blue World.
"You want to know what killed metal? Let me take a wild guess and say the Tide Pod generation did. They would rather listen to generic rap than actually listen to good music."
I love this. Like, who are these people? Like, this is like the person that wears a shirt that says,
rap more like crap.
Here's a long one on the topic of what killed deathcore that I could not possibly agree with more strongly.
From Rockstar450. "Hey Finn, it's probably too hot of a topic for you to do a video on, but I harbor some resentment for anti-nu metal and anti-emo rock/metal fanbase and blame them for rock's gradual decline. I've never hated these scenes because they got young people into rock, which is essential for the genre's succession. Every turn to reinvent has been marred by relentless, quote-unquote, knowledgeable musos discrediting the genre, and after 2 decades of new rock genres being written off, kids now think DJ decks are cooler than guitars. I think the inability of the quote-unquote mature music listeners to shut up and let kids enjoy their gateway music has scared them away from the gate and into rap's home."
One of, if not the very biggest reason for rock and metal's decline is because of exactly this, because of people who hate on anything new and keep the genre stuck in the past. And of course, if you tell kids, "Fuck off, get out of my scene," well, they're going to listen to you and they're going to go listen to rap. So congratulations, you got what you wanted. And one correction on the easycore video. In that video, I said that Newfound Glory coined the term easycore in 2008. I was wrong. I forgot about this. Here is a comment from Vagrant Strings.
"Interesting video, but I think you're a little out with your dates regarding the start of the genre. I saw Newfound Glory in 2002 in the UK and bought a shirt from the merch stand which had Coral Springs easycore on it. Newfound Glory identified as easycore way before the 2008 tour of The Day to Remember.
This is correct. I forgot about those shirts, so I stand corrected. They coined that term probably in 2001 or 2000, something like that. Not 2008. From Percival HD.
I love Fall Out Boy's music, but they were arrogant pricks when I saw them live, barely talked to the crowd, didn't play an encore, and walked off stage after their last song without a word. This sounded pretty good live, though.
Okay, here's what you need to understand about, anybody in the public eye is you don't know whether they just had a shit meeting, whether, like, their girlfriend just broke up with them, whether somebody in the band just had a tantrum backstage. You can't necessarily call somebody an arrogant prick just because you ran into them once at the airport and they seemed like they were too busy to talk to you, because maybe they were. Even though it is their job to be on and to perform, like, they are human beings just like the rest of us, and, sometimes they have a bad day. And lastly, a couple people heaping praise on me, which I just wanted to share, from Liam Cormack.
I love the no bullshit attitude you have to your explanations of the music industry. Your insights have given me more legitimate advice and tools for progression as a band than anyone else I've watched or met. Keep up the great work, man.
Thanks, Liam. From Alexander Bigay.
I don't think I've ever spent so much time on a single YouTube channel. Love your videos. Very good analysis and so many answers for things I've always wondered.
Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. I try really hard to make my content actually useful and valuable to these guys. I know there's a lot of other people out there who are way more entertaining than I am. I can't compete with them on that front, but I would like to think that what I'm doing is hopefully informative and helpful. And lastly, a question which I will try to answer from Benjamin Greenway.
Dude, I love your content. Videos rule, and yeah, I miss easycore so damn much. I'm curious on how you got into the music industry and what you studied to get into that career.
Well, I kind of touched on this in another video I made, which I will link in the comments, called You Don't Have to Quit Your Day Job, I think. The short answer to how I got into the music industry is by accident. I grew up going to hardcore shows back in the 90s and making zines and helping my friends put out their records and shit like that. And that's how I got into it. I never had any intention or really even desire to work in the music industry for all the reasons that I talked about in my video, 3 things I hate about the music industry, which is that the people are flaky as fuck, they're bad at their jobs, and it doesn't pay very well. All those things are super frustrating, and those are the reasons why I kind of never really wanted to work in the music industry, and ended up here basically because I have spent 20, 25 years in the scene, and I built up a lot of relationships and knowledge and shit like that. As far as what I studied, I went to school for marketing and management, so that's what I have a degree in. I also went to school for 2 years for graphic design, so that's kind of my skill set. And the way that I ended up here is sort of putting those two things together. The fact that I spent 20 years going to shows and seeing bands and helping out friends with various projects, for writing for blogs and for magazines. I've written for Decibel and Metal Sucks and Metal Injection and Substream. I've done freelance marketing for Periphery and A Day to Remember and Issues and some other bands, and I just sort of put those two things together. I put together the fact that I actually know how to run a business and I have the hard skills of how to run marketing campaigns, and also that I understand the way the music industry works, and I understand the culture, and I have those relationships, and I just kind of ended up putting those two things together for what I do now for a living, which is I'm the director of marketing for a company called URM Academy, which is what I believe is the world's best education source for rock and metal producers. We teach you how to record and mix music basically, and every month we bring on a different guest mixer mixing a song by a new band. Some of the people we've had on are Andrew Wade with A Day to Remember, we had Nolly and Periphery, had Dan Lancaster with Bring Me the Horizon, Taylor Larson with Asking Alexandria, we had Tui Madsen with Meshuggah, we had Daniel Bergstrand with Meshuggah, so we've had Meshuggah on twice. That's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, that's how I ended up here. Again, I never really intended to work in the music industry, it just kind of worked out that way, and I'm really happy it did. Alright guys, if you have a question about marketing, about how to run a business, how to start a company, how to get along with people, anything like that, let me know in the comments and I will answer it in a future video. In the meantime, if you found this interesting or informative or anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. If you're already subscribed, or for some reason you do not want to subscribe, please like the video, leave a comment, share it with a friend. Anything that you can do to help spread the word would be very much appreciated. And with that, I'm going to sign off for now, but I will see you next time.